Hi there. In this video we are going to be using this K2 windshield repair kit, glass doctor, whatever, to repair a chip, not as huge as this one because this only God would be able to repair. Anyway, a small chip on my father's Ford Kuga windshield because that thing has heated heating wires inside of it, and it's about 300 euros at least to replace, so we don't want that tiny chip to extend at any point in time, so it's worth a try with one of these kits. Yeah, anyway, feel free to read. It's highly toxic, so don't play around. Use it obviously outside and not in the sun, because this is UV curing, and if you try to use it in the sun it will cure faster than it needs to. So let's open this thing up, see what the instructions say, and try to use it. This is what we have inside. Okay, I guess. Oh, already a nice smell coming out of it. Whoa, and instructions. Different languages. So this is our instructions. Feel free to pause and read them. I'm just going to be following these instructions, nothing special, so I hope it works well to cover that tiny chip and be done with this issue. You must love this type of instructions. So here you squeeze the content from this and save the empty container for step 11. That's the container. Then you go to step 11. From the same empty container they tell you to slowly squeeze resin until you apply a drop of resin in pit. Well, that's empty. What do you squeeze out of it? Anyway, so don't put it all in here, just allow yourself to have a bit more for this step. Also, they show us putting this pin into the injector. We don't have any injector, we have a syringe. So this fancier injector shown in the pictures is not there, but we have a syringe with all the required features, so most likely it will work. But do we need to actually push this into the syringe by creating ourselves a hole? Because at this point it's a perfectly sealed tight syringe, so I'm guessing we are making our own hole. Anyway, let's do this on the car. And we are at the car, and this is the chip. Kind of small in there, but yeah, let's make sure it doesn't spread. We don't want that. You can see the heating lines also. So first step, with that pin remove any loose glass. No idea if we... Oh yeah, we can actually get rid of a lot of glass. Okay, wasn't expecting this. That's interesting. So I'm going to get rid of everything that I can. Maybe blow a bit of air, then get rid of more, wipe this area, make sure I don't leave any fluff in these holes, and camera keeps focusing on whatever it can. And it's already looking significantly cleaner than it used to. Yeah, I'm trying to focus on it, but really freaking hard. Let's glue that double-sided tape around it. Peel this brown part and glue it with the tab at the top, and make sure you have that in the middle. Run your finger around it, not touching the glass in the middle, only this, because we need to make sure this seals properly. If the seal breaks here, our resin will escape and we cannot put a void or pressure. Okay, now it's time to peel off the green type one. You normally can start from here. Bit difficult to do, so be back in a second. Okay, peeling this fellow off. Oh, quite decided to stay in there. Didn't want to come off easily, and now we need to make sure we center this properly on the double-sided tape and align the tabs at the top. Okay, it's in there. Again, run your fingers all around, and we should leave it like this. You cannot see it anymore, can't you? So yeah, just joking. Make sure everything is properly sealed in here. Removed the cap from the resin tube. We need to cut, how much do they say? 1/8 of an inch, I think. That's the proper US term for this, from the tip, so we can allow resin to flow. Okay, cut more or less up to the first line, because 1/8 of an inch, 3 millimeters was actually that initial tip that didn't have a hole in it. So now I'm going to squeeze in here some of this resin. No idea how much I will actually be able to put in it. Is it flowing in there? Yeah, it is. They tell us to... Oh, that wants to get out, not stay in. I think it slowly goes in once the air is released. Yeah, don't overflow it so it starts dripping down on your windshield. They tell us to actually keep this in while squeezing, but as you can see, that's pushing air out, so I'm just better off dripping in there and then just moving this so air gets released by itself. Using this, which is a seam release tool, straightened out. You can also really use some kind of paper clip, camera focus, just to make sure that the liquid is going down. Maybe if you would have put it enough deep in there, this wouldn't have happened, as the instructions say. But yeah, no clue about that, a bit too late for me. So let me just put a bit more liquid, make sure everything you use in here is perfectly clean. And it's done. Maybe I put even too much of the liquid, because you never know how much you have left in the tube. Hopefully I have a small drop, just enough for the final steps. But anyway, this is now full of liquid in here. Not sure up to what level, but it has almost the whole tube, or maybe the whole tube. Pull this 5 millimeter from the end, and now I'm going to put a hole in it with the push pin. Here we have it. Seems dumb, counterproductive, but it is what they show us. Anyway, now I need to insert it in here. Make sure it seals properly, and then I need to pull on it until it locks in that lower position. That's the void making position. It's pulled. This pin seems to be holding pressure. It's locked in the void position. Now we wait 10 minutes. Next step, we need to remove this pin so it gets some air. Can I do this with one hand? Kind of hard to do with one hand, but I think I can. Any day now. Yeah, you heard that, so it drew air in, which means we had a void. Now I need to put the pin back in. It's in there. Push this, make sure everything is still in place. Yes, I'm doing all of this with one hand. Now we need to unlock this and make it go up to the second one. Basically, we are now creating pressure. You see it wants to plunge back. No, we are keeping pressure in there. This is sealed, everything is sealed, and leave it like this for minimum 20 minutes. And I'm doing all of this where there's no sun, so in the shade. Okay, at this point I can release this, and I think I'm also going to pull the pin so we don't lose pressure anymore and don't create a vacuum when pulling this. So yeah, forgot to mention, it's 30 minutes later. I let it sit for 30-35 minutes, something like that. Okay, anyway, now what you are supposed to be doing is scraping this thing off with their included blade. Where's the blade? This is the blade, so you need to remove the protection from it and basically gently get it in there until you are able to start lifting this and gently pull it off the windshield. You can see it's starting to come off. I think I will put a bit of this right here in case anything drips down, it will catch it. And then we need to put on top this thing to make sure we seal the hole and make it flat. But they tell us to also put a drip of this if there's not enough material, and I don't know if I still have a drip, so I will try to catch something of what's already left in there. Managed to remove that. We still have hopefully enough material to put our plastic yellow film on top. As you can see, I'm missing a bit of material there. Maybe I will find the drip in here, I don't know. Okay, I was able to get one more drip. We still have a tiny bubble right there. I couldn't feel that one, but I think it's quite good. Moved the car where it should get a bit more sun, but as you can see it's a bit behind clouds, but I will leave it for the rest of the day like this. Not an issue, it should cure as it cures from UV. We did not really have too much sun today, but this thing still dried up. As you can see, if I press on it, it doesn't flow anymore. But I'm still going to leave it until the evening because it doesn't bother me. I actually decided to lift this. Oh no, this is completely hard. You maybe can hear it. This is completely hard. Ooh, that's nice. We closed this thing pretty well. Let me see if I can scrape off the residue. Okay. That's pretty nice what I'm doing here. I just need to be careful right at the hole, so I'm going to stop filming to try to work a bit better. That's as good as I could have hoped for. That pesky bubble right in there, but it's not at the surface, it's inside the layer. I was just unlucky and it got caught when I put the last drip, but this is fully protected. Even in winter, water will not get in there, will not expand the crack. I can't even really properly show you, but compared to what it was, this is basically absolutely nothing. And again, to the touch, this is perfectly smooth. The bubble is in there. I could have popped it with a needle or something, but didn't realize. I thought it's at the surface, not in there deeper. So too late now. But anyway, it's solved. It's good. And yeah, that's about it. Hope this video helps you. In which case, please give it a like. Check out my other videos, and as always, see you in the next one. And it's absolutely smooth as glass. Perfect. Bye.